Okay, let's unpack this. Think about the last time you were browsing an online store, maybe, late at night,
Hmm.
and you found something you like, but then this little question pops into your head, maybe about shipping, or like, can they gift wrap it?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Suddenly you're clicking away from the product trying to find the FAQ page, which is, let's be honest, often kind of clunky.
Or you fire off an email knowing you might not get a reply for like hours or even the next day.
Exactly. And by then, you might have lost interest, or maybe the thing you wanted is gone. That little bit of friction,
Yeah.
it can really be a deal breaker, can it?
It absolutely can. It's kind of surprising how even with super slick online stores, these basic questions can still throw up a wall.
Right. That moment of, I'm not sure, can easily lead to an abandoned cart. We've all done it.
Definitely.
And, well, that actually brings us neatly to what we're diving into today. There's this new approach some Shopify stores are using to tackle exactly this problem. We're looking at a specific feature inside an app called Voice Model. They call these features skills. The one we're focusing on is named Support.
Support. Got it.
Think of it like having a helpful voice assistant right there while you shop, ready to answer those common questions instantly.
Interesting. So less digging around for info.
That's the idea. So our mission today is to really get under the hood of this support skill. How does it work? Why is it, potentially a big deal for shoppers like you, but also for the store owners?
Makes sense.
And just so everyone knows, this is actually the second part of a series we're doing on voice models skills. Our first deep dive that looked at their navigate skill.
Right, which was about finding your way around a store using voice.
Exactly. So today it's all about support. Let's jump in. What exactly is this skill?
Okay, so within this voice model app, support is one of their core functionalities, these skills. It's specifically built to be like an instant front door for customer questions on a Shopify store.
But for specific kinds of questions.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We're talking about those really common sort of store-level inquiries, the things you often need to know before you decide to buy, but they don't usually need a human to solve a complex problem.
Right, like the basics. What's your return policy, or how long does shipping usually take? Stuff like that.
Precisely those things. The small but kind of crucial details that can make or break a decision.
Okay.
And the whole point of support is to, cut out that usual hassle. Instead of you having to search through pages or wait potentially for hours for an email reply.
You just ask.
You just ask. And the idea is you get an answer straight away.
Okay, that sounds good in theory. Instant answers. But how does it actually work? What's making that possible?
So the engine behind it is what they call the store's uploaded knowledge base.
Knowledge base, okay.
Yeah, think of it like a digital binder where the store owner puts all the essential customer info.
What kind of info are we talking about?
Well, definitely things like the full return and refund policies, the fine print people actually want to check, all the shipping details like costs, delivery times, different options available, practical stuff too, like opening hours if they have a physical shop.
And I guess general FAQs.
Exactly. Those frequently asked questions that pop up again and again. The store owner basically uploads all these documents, all this info into the voice model system.
Okay, so the owner feeds the system the information. Then what? How does asking a question actually get you an answer?
Right. So once all that information is uploaded, the voice model system uses natural language processing, that's the AI part, to understand and analyze it all.
So it reads the documents.
It does more than just read. It processes them, likely using something called semantic indexing. That means it can understand the meaning behind the words, not just match keywords.
Ah, okay. So I don't have to phrase my question perfectly.
Hopefully not. The goal is you can ask naturally, and the system finds the relevant bit in the knowledge base. Then the AI voice agent accesses that specific info and delivers the answer back to you, verbally. That's the aim. Instant, accurate answers. It essentially becomes this TOR 147 frontline assistant for the store.
Right, always on. Okay, that makes sense technically. But let's bring it back to us, the shoppers. What does this actually feel like? What's the real benefit when we're trying to buy something?
Well, for you, the listener, it should mean a much smoother ride. Less hassle.
Less clicking around in frustration.
Hopefully. We're talking fast, clear, consistent answers right when that question pops into your head. The materials we looked at actually gave some good examples, like different types of shoppers.
Oh, yeah, the personas. Those were helpful. Let's talk about Derek, the late-night shopper.
Right. So Derek's been working late. He finally finds these cool sneakers he likes, maybe around midnight.
We've all been there.
But then he hesitates. What if they don't fit right? What's their exchange policy?
Yeah, and at midnight, customer service is probably closed.
Exactly. Normally, he'd have to maybe email and wait, that delay. It could easily mean he changes his mind or finds something else tomorrow.
Or just gives up.
Or gives up. But with this support skill, the idea is he can just ask right then and there, hey, how do exchanges work for size issues? And bam, gets a clear answer based on the store's policy.
Instantly.
Instantly. And that clarity, that immediate reassurance could be just what he needs to, click buy now with confidence.
Okay, that's a good example.
Yeah.
Then there was Amina, the busy student.
Amina, she's juggling classes, studying, maybe working part-time. Time is like super precious. She's looking for, say, a specific skincare product. She needs to know shipping times. Like now, can she get it before the weekend?
She doesn't have time to read through a whole shipping policy page.
Exactly. For her, the speed and the ease of just asking fits her life. When will this ship if I order now? Get the answer, make the decision, move on. It's about immediacy.
Fitting into that on-the-go lifestyle makes sense. And the third one was Harold, the cautious buyer.
Right, Harold. Maybe he's a bit older, values things being really clear, especially returns and, how to actually contact the store if something goes wrong. Trust is big for him.
And finding that info can sometimes feel like digging, right?
It can. Little links hidden in the footer, dense text. With support, he can directly ask, what's the return window? Or how do I contact customer service? And hear it explained clearly.
So it builds trust.
That's the idea. Getting that information immediately, clearly, verbally, it can build confidence in a way that maybe finding it buried in text doesn't quite achieve. It taps into that feeling of talking to someone helpful.
Yeah, I can see how that immediate verbal confirmation could overcome hesitation. Okay, so clear benefits for different kinds of shoppers. What about the people running the stores, the owners? What's in it for them?
Right, good question. For store owners, the big wins are really around efficiency and being able to scale support.
How so?
Well, think about all those repetitive questions customer support teams get asked every day. Return policies, shipping times, store hours. Support handles those automatically.
So it frees up the humans.
Exactly. It frees up the owner or their actual support staff to deal with the more complex stuff, the tricky orders, the unusual problems, things that actually need a human touch.
So it's like having an extra team member who just handles the FAQs 24/7.
Pretty much. It gives them round-the-clock basic support without needing more staff, without having someone monitor emails constantly overnight or on weekends.
That sounds scalable, especially if the store grows.
It is. It's a way to manage that increasing volume of basic questions without costs ballooning in the same way. Plus, think about the data.
What data?
The questions people are asking. Store owners could get insights into what's confusing customers, what information is maybe unclear on their site. That's valuable feedback.
Ah, interesting point. Okay, so it handles FAQs efficiently.
Okay.
But we need to be clear about what it doesn't do.
Yeah.
Right. What are the limitations here?
Absolutely critical. Expectations need to be managed. Support is fundamentally about informing and explaining. It can accurately tell you the return policy, explain shipping options, answer those FAQs based on that knowledge base we talked about, anytime, day or night. Consistent answers.
But it can't, actually start a return for me or tell me where my specific package is right now.
Correct. It cannot perform actions. It can't process a return. It can't track your specific order in real time. It can't update your account details or change your shipping address.
So it's informational only, not transactional.
Precisely. Its job is clarity and information delivery, not actually doing things within the store system or your account.
But doesn't that leave a gap? If I ask about returns and then I want to make a return, I still have to do something else, right?
That's a fair point. And yes, you would. Support isn't designed to replace all customer service functions. It's more like that first point of contact, the front line.
Okay.
It filters out all those common informational questions. If you then need to take action, like initiating that return, you'd still use the store's standard process for that, maybe a returns portal, an email, or contacting a human agent.
So it complements the existing support, handling the high volume stuff.
Exactly. It lets the human team focus their energy on the issues that genuinely require their intervention.
Got it. Okay, let's zoom out a bit then. Why is having this kind of voice support integrated into shopping actually a big deal? What's the broader significance?
Well, I think what's really interesting is how it shifts the dynamic. Online shopping is often very much self-service, right? You're expected to find everything yourself.
Yeah, you're kind of on your own.
Voice support like this moves it towards a more assisted experience, even if the assistant is AI. Just knowing you can easily ask and get help can boost confidence and definitely reduce frustration.
Yeah, it feels like it lowers the barrier to getting help.
Yeah.
I remember trying to find a specific detail on a warranty once. It took forever. Just asking would have been so much easier.
Totally. And think about mobile users especially, trying to navigate complex menus or read dense FAQs on a small screen while you're, I don't know, on the bus. It's not ideal. Or multilingual shoppers, maybe reading English is okay, but speaking or understanding spoken answers is easier. Or people who just find traditional websites, a bit overwhelming or difficult to use for accessibility reasons.
So it's about meeting people where they are, making it easier regardless of how they prefer to interact or what device they're using.
I think that's a huge part of it. The materials use that exact phrase, meeting the modern shopper where they are on the go, multitasking and looking for simplicity.
Right.
And if you think about voice models' bigger picture, it seems to be about making shopping feel more, I don't know, effortless, more intuitive, and crucially, more accessible. There are, over 3 million Shopify stores?
Well, yeah. Wow.
The standard website click and search model isn't necessarily built perfectly for everyone in that massive audience.
So it's an inclusivity aspect, too, making online shopping work better for more people.
Precisely. Catering to different languages, different comfort levels with tech, people who prefer talking, people in a hurry. It breaks down some of those subtle barriers.
Yeah.
And it's worth remembering, these skills, like support, are AI-powered. They offer these customizable, multilingual agents available 204/7, trained for these specific jobs.
Okay, so bringing this all together then, if we had to boil it down, what's the main takeaway from this deep dive on the support skill?
I think the key thing is that this support skill within voice model, it really represents a potential shift, maybe even a significant one, in how online stores can handle customer assistance.
Not just a small tweet.
No, it feels more fundamental, a move towards making support more immediate, more convenient, and more accessible right within the shopping flow itself.
And for us, the listeners, the shoppers, it boils down to getting information faster, feeling less frustrated when those little questions pop up, and ultimately maybe feeling a bit more confident and having a better experience when we're buying things online.
Absolutely. And, looking ahead, it really makes you think about the wider potential for voice in e-commerce.
Yeah.
What other parts of shopping online could be smoothed out or improved just by being able to, talk to the store?
That is definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of looking ahead, our next deep dive in this series is going to explore another really interesting skill from voice model.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
It's called feedback. It's all about how stores can capture customer opinions and feelings, again, using voice. So definitely something to tune in for.